What's up?
You know you owe me one.
It wasn't a jump, it was more like a tag.
Please shut the fuck up.
So this infuriating ass episode begins with Bigums squaring up with NuNu. And honestly, Biggie ain't hitting on shit. She just windmilling, doing all this, blah, 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 blah. But then here go Ahna need her ass beat, jumping in the fight and pulling NuNu's hair. Oh my God, this shit was pissing me off. Why the is Ahna jumping in Biggie's fade? These hoes are weak. So then they start to squaring up, but security ends up breaking it up with the quickness. NuNu must have got Ahna in her nose right there because she holding it good. So then Ahna and NuNu square up. Who won this mother? Oh, yes, NuNu, get her. Get her. Security breaks it up, but Ahna's not letting go of NuNu's hair. But then you have Bigums trying to get to NuNu, but thank God security is doing its motherfucking job and blocking that big ass bitch. But she's steady trying to get to her. I'm just like, girl, like, lay back and let your sister, friend, cousin, lover, whatever the y'all are, let her catch her own fade one-on-one. So then when they get separated, we see a big ass knot on Ahna's eye, and I'm like, yes, 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 NuNu, get that bitch, get that bitch. But Ahna's like, oh, this bitch hit me right where my face is broken. When. Why you playing victim, ho? You the one that jumped bad first, okay? See, that's one thing I hate. I hate when a bitch starts shit, and then when things don't go their way, they play victim. They play victim. I have no sympathy for your eye or your broken face, Ahna. Shut the up and sit the down if you don't want to get hit. So then she walks off and goes to the bathroom with Tasiki and Bigums, and she's just like going off. I'm mad, I'm irritated. Good, bitch, you need to be irritated. I'm irritated watching this shit, bitch. So then all the girls greet NuNu. They're like, hey, NuNu, hey. And then NuNu's like, hey. So then Chinchek asks NuNu, like, what is the beef with Biggie? Like, how did they get to this? NuNu is like, look, Biggie, she don't stand on her own shit. She's a weak-ass, punk-ass bitch, and she can never just stand on her own. Like, that shit be irritating me. And it's so true, And true tea, there was really no reason for Biggie to jump in the fight. They really didn't have a beef. The beef was with Ahna. And then the mistress is like, oh, well, you had went really bad at Ahna on the gram and got really personal, whoop, whoop, whoop. And honestly, just real quick, Scotty, I found, was in the background popping it a lot, and I was getting irritated with her. It's like, girl, sit down and be a concubine like you're supposed to be. Like, get out of the mix. Like, shut up. Like, that's the thing. I feel like Scotty was trying to get camera time or something, and she's like, I gotta insert myself in the scene, so I'm just gonna act like I'm Peacemaker or sick of for Ahna. It's like, bitch, shut up. Real talk, Ahna was your competition, ho. Y'all were the same man, or probably still the same man. But then NuNu says to Scotty, look, I only got personal when Ahna started talking about my baby daddy and my kids. And then finally the weak ass mistress shuts the up, and it's like, yeah, shut the up. You don't know what the you're talking about, ho. Like, I don't like Scotty. I don't want her on the show. I'm irritated with her. Just go. Just shut up. Shh, and do the splits and shake your ass. And then NuNu says, this all originates from when I was at that table on Baddies Caribbean. And they do a flashback to Baddies Caribbean where NuNu was criticizing Ahna for beating up Mariah's mom, basically. And some people will argue that, NuNu inserted herself for no reason. And she did. But NuNu, after the fact, said that production told her to do that, which is another one of these hoes just breaking the fourth wall, telling all the business. But I guess Lemmy chose not to fire her, whatever. And then they're like, what happened to your hand? And then NuNu's like, it's still up from Caribbean. And I'm like, Caribbean? She must mean the reunion. And then you hear Natalie in the background saying, yeah, it was only a month ago. And I have to remember, like, immediately after the reunion, they started filming Baddies Midwest. Like, it was literally, honestly, I really think it was like a week later. Like, the reunion was airing while they were filming. So it does make sense. So then Timon and Pumba exit the bathroom, and they are out for blood, honey. So then NuNu peeps them, and she puts on Diamond's oversized bonnet, okay? And the reason I say oversized is because in the fight that they about to have, the bonnet covers NuNu's face, and she's swinging blindly. And I was like, damn. So then Biggie and NuNu start to square up, but then weak ass, punk ass, ass, little ass, big mouth, too big for her mother size hoe, and jumps in and sneaks NuNu. Oh my God. I literally was so mad watching that. I'm like, bitch, this jumping shit is not cool. It's not cool at all. And literally they should send Ahna and Biggie home. Like that shit is not cool to be jumping and shit. It's weak. It's so mother weak. So they get separated, but then Biggie and Ahna start arguing, and Biggie's like, this is how I jumped in for you. I want you to jump in for me like this. Biggie, you pump fake and weak, but I understand in a friendship level, Biggie really did jump in for you, Ahna, and I can understand how she would want you to jump in for her like that. She really had your back, but in the most bitch-ass way. Okay? So then Natalie gets in their face and is like, y'all need to stop jumping. Like, that's up, that's up, that's up. And I'm like, Natalie, if you had such a problem with it, you should have jumped in yourself while they were fighting. But nah, you want to sit back, be pretty, and collect your check as the CEO baddie. And I'm like, hey, I get it, but don't be saying shit after the fact. Like, say it in real time, ho. And then they cut to a confessional with Biggie and Ahna together, and they're basically like, we didn't jump her. It was just like a tag team. I'm like, oh, I can't stand these two. I cannot stand these two. Send Timon and Pumba back to Lion King, okay? Send them back to the, what's the name of the city? Pride Rock. Send them hoes back to Pride Rock. So then NuNu and Biggie square up again. But then Anita Big Mac jumps in again. And I'm just like, ooh. Literally, this episode pissed me the fuck off, y'all. This shit made me so mad. Oh, and by the way, during this fight, this is where Diamond's bonnet slipped over NuNu's eyes and NuNu was fighting blind. And I'm like, damn, but hey, she was fighting blind, but she still held her own. Okay, so I'll give you congratulations to that, NuNu. Congratulations. So then NuNu and Ahna do a fair one, okay? Ooh, okay. NuNu got Ahna on the couch. Okay. I'm going to give that round to NuNu. And honestly, I'm going to give all the rounds to NuNu. Literally, like, if it was 2-on-1, I would expect NuNu to have a black guy get stomped out, but she literally stood 10 toes down and there were no marks on her. Oh, and NuNu also had a broken hand. And you two hoes still couldn't do no damage. Pussy, whack, and weak. So then Natalie's like, okay, we're done. We're done. We got to go do the rage thing. We got to break some shit. Okay. So then they cut to these hoes breaking stuff. You have Natalie and Summer in the same room together. Summer is channeling her frustration because of the fact that they're blaming her for breaking a $30,000 TV and, you know, causing thousands of dollars of damage on the bus from pissing and spitting everywhere. And no lie, that shit looks kind of fun to break shit. I don't know. I'd like that. I'd like that. So then they cut to Rolethia and Jaden in their room breaking shit. And this was funny. Rolly ends up slipping on a keyboard and she ends up falling on the ground, got glass on her ass. And I'm like, girl, don't pop your new BBL, honey. Don't pop your new BBL. So Jaden is trying to, you know, wipe the glass off that fat ass. So then they cut to the girls just outside, I guess, waiting their turn to go smash shit. And Tinkabella is going off, honey. She's going off at Pretty P because she's like, listen, I want to fight. Like, I'm around these hoes and I'm not cool. Like, Pretty P, are we going to fight now or later? And Pretty P's like, it's whatever. It's whatever. And then Tinkabella starts going up to Dolly saying, Dolly, do you want to fight? Because I know that you have static from when I threw the drink at you. But eventually, Bad Dolly and Tinka work out their differences and they do a fist bump. But then Tinkabella directs her attention back to Pretty P and is like, we got to squabble later. We got to squabble later. And Pretty P's like, okay. I guess they can't fight during that time. Maybe the venue doesn't allow that. I don't know. I was thinking to myself, I understand why, you know, she can't fight Dolly right now, but there's space and opportunity right then and there. Like, fight right now, but it is what it is. So then Akbar inserts herself and is like, I don't think we need to do that. But then Tinkabella is like, Akbar, please, this ain't got nothing to do with you. Whoop, 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 whoop. Akbar's like, well, no, what I'm saying, what I want to say. I'm speaking what's on my mind. La, 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 la. So Tinkabella and Akbar start going back and forth, back and forth. Now, I'm not going to lie. When Akbar said Tinkabella had a 50 Shades of Grey face, that shit was funny. So then Tinkabella ends up charging at Akbar. So then, security and them get in the middle. Tinkabella's like yelling at all the security like, move, y'all irritating me. And then Tinkabella ends up throwing a drink at Akbar. And she's like, Tinkabella's like, daddy, boo, boo, ha, 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 ha. And then Akbar throws a drink back. But then Tinkabella tries to run across the pool table and get at Akbar. But security ends up, blocking Tinkabella. Damn. But Tinkabella is steady trying to get to Akbar. And no lie, Tinkabella is a strong bitch. She's able to get out of security's arms. I'm like, well, damn, bitch, damn. But security ends up catching her, and Tinkabella looked like she about to fight the damn security. I'm like, oh my God. But then look at Tinkabella. She tried to jump over the security, get on the rail and shit. I'm like, oh my God, this bitch is mad. So then Tinkabella ends up walking away. And then they cut to another room and she's going off on Pretty P again. And then Pretty P is like responding back, but Tinkabella's like, shut up, stop talking. And I'm like, well, Tinkabella, you're addressing her. Like, she can't respond back. And no lie, if a person is telling me to shut up and they're talking about me, I'm not going to shut up. I'm literally going to be like, what the fuck you talking about? You can get this mouth work, baby. But then Tinkabella ends up popping that bitch. And I'm like, oh. And Pretty P tries to get back at her, but it misses, and they get separated by security, and then that's how the scene ends. So then the newbies get on the bus, and Natalie is going to be riding with the newbies, and they're like, oh my God, yay, the CEO, doo-doo-doo-doo-doo. And while they're on the bus, Diamond is being quiet, not talking to anybody. Natalie is saying, Diamond, and, Diamond's ignoring her. But then Diamond finally responds and is like, I want to go home. This is terrible. Everybody's getting hurt. Nobody gives a fuck about anybody. And I'm like, girl, why are you crying? Like, why are you crying? But like, honestly, I do know that in real life she's having family issues, so it kind of does make sense. But for, I don't know, Diamond to be having this moral high ground, like, oh, nobody cares about anybody and we're just hurting each other, this is bullshit. I'm just like, girl, like, this is baddies. Like, what did you expect? Like, this is how shit goes. Why are you acting all high and mighty? Like, this is what happens. And this is the same thing that happened when Diamond ended up getting her tooth knocked out. She went on TikTok complaining that, oh, nobody checked up on her. I'm a good person. I don't deserve this. Da, 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 da. When she was the one that basically antagonized Tasiki all of Baddies Caribbean. I don't know. Like, I just found it really stupid that Diamond was crying. But then Summer ends up clapping back to Diamond and is like, bitch, you crying now because your friend Ahna got hurt, but where were you when Bad Dolly got hurt? You only give a fuck when it's people that you know, so sit the fuck down and shut the fuck up. And I'm like, okay, Summer, okay, like I can get down with that. Summer, you gained a couple points in my book for that. That was good. But then Natalie was telling Diamond, like, look, you don't want to go home, trust me, because anytime anybody goes home, they end up regretting it because people will forget about you as soon as you leave this camera. You will go from 100,000 likes to 3,000 likes. And I'm like, damn. But it is kind of true, not gonna lie. So then in the next scene, these hoes go clubbing for their last night in Chicago. And, they do what they do, dance, drink, all that shit. And that's that. So in the next scene, they cut to these hoes packing to get ready to go to Indianapolis. And then Diamond's in the confessionals talking about whether she wants to stay on the show or leave to go back home to deal with her personal stuff. And honestly, I want Diamond to stay because she does provide entertainment. But I understand that, she needs to go home for her aunt. So, yeah. So then these hoes get on the bus. But then they have a special guest appear on the bus. It is Slim. And I'm like, oh my God, yay. She's getting kind of a little bit of the baddies treatment. She gets to ride with the other girls. Yay. But the other girls are hating. They're like, why is she here? I thought she was the assistant. Da, 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 da. Slim confronts Summer and is like, is there still an issue? Because, you know, the other night you were coming at me. Da, 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 da. And then Summer's like, well, whatever you want to do, we can do it off the bus. But you still got to be everybody's assistant. But then, you know, Slim starts talking her shit, being like, bitch, I'm from Baddies South. Who the fuck are you? Da-da-da-da-da-da. So then they cut to the OGs about to go on the private jet to head to Indianapolis. And I'm like, ugh, this whole two-tier baddie system again. Whatever, whatever, whatever. Ooh, look at Rolly's legs, honey. Them knees is knocking like a Jehovah's Witness. Ooh! So then they get on the bus, basically talking shit. They ask Natalie if they're going to bring any more new girls on the show. And Natalie's like, 1 or maybe 2, and I'm like, ooh, I wonder who else they're gonna bring. I know they're gonna bring Tommy, but I don't really know who else. And then Natalie starts talking about Summer fucking up the bus, and then Rolly's mean sadistic ass is like, I feel like we should start penalizing the baddies, da 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 da. She always want to penalize somebody. Like, Rolly just has that bully spirit in her. She has that mean bone. Like, some people just have a mean bone, and Rolly has that. And she's big boned it, so that's a big bone, honey. That's a big bone. So then they cut back to the newbie bus, and Slim and Summer are going back and forth again. And then Slim is like, bitch, what the fuck is your issue with me? And then Summer's like, you like to talk about people's kids, da 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 da. And then Slim is like, she talked about my dad. And then Summer's foul ass says, fuck that N. And I'm like, oh my God. So then Slim loses it, honey. She loses it, and they start to tussling. And no lie, because Summer had the height advantage because she was standing on the couch. She kind of got the best of Slim. And then Slim just starts going crazy. She jumps on the tables and everything, messing up people's plates. It was a mess. A mess. Which I understand, because what Summer said was so foul. Like, how are you going to say fuck somebody's dead dad? You don't even know this woman. Ugh. So then they agreed that they're going to pull the bus over so these two hoes can scrap. So then they cut to the bus pulling over, and Slim and Summer start to tussling. Who won? Oh shit, Summer got her on the grass. Okay, on the first round, I'm gonna say Summer slightly got her because Slim ended up on the ground, okay? So then they square up again. Slim got a couple face shots, but then she kicking, okay? Oh, but then she fall on the ground again, and Summer is minking her. And everybody's like, ooh. People were surprised that Summer was doing so well, and I was surprised too. Yeah, Summer won. Summer won those fights. I'm so sorry, Slim. I'm so sorry. I was rooting for you, but yeah, I don't know. Slim cannot fight. Slim cannot fight at all, and it's really bad. She hasn't won any fights so far. I feel bad. I feel really bad. So then these hoes, walk into the new house. It looks like a log cabin. They're all like, oh my God, is this like a scary movie? This is weird. Da 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 da. So then the OGs pull up to the house. There goes head, shoulders, knees, and toes. And they all see Slim and they're like, what the fuck happened? What the fuck happened? So Slim is like, bitch, I had to stand on business. You know how it go. Summer is like, well, what happened on the bus is... And then Slim is like, we just went 4 fucking rounds. And then Summer's like, well, you lost. And then Slim's like, no, you lost. And I'm like, girl, Slim, shut up. So then Rolethia starts going off on Slim, being like, bitch, I didn't bring you here to fight with the baddies. You're supposed to be my assistant. Like, this is not what we agreed on. And then Rolethia is like, as of tomorrow, there'll be no more fighting, no drinking, no partying with the baddies. And Slim, is trying to clap back. But then Natalie does something so mean. She's like, Slim, when Rolly's talking, you need to shut the fuck up. And I'm like, oh my God. And then Rolly is like, do you or do you not want this assistant spot? And Slim is like, And that is how the episode ends. But I want to know what you guys think. And this is the video the YouTube algorithm thinks you should watch next.